Hello guys, this is Dunal coming at you again with another Mega Constructs video, and in today's episode we have a pretty big project. As you can see, this is something I've been working on for several months now. At this point, I've been wanting to make this video since I started this channel. Actually, it's been a lot of work. So the reason this is going to be my most ambitious video so far, obviously the amount of figures here, as well as the research that went into this one. So unlike some of my other videos, in this one I'm actually going to be having, if everything goes to plan, each time I mention where a figure is from, you'll see a picture of the set. So let me just announce what this is. This is every single one, every old articulation elite. So not an elite in the newer style with the new articulation. This is the old ones, all the old molds, all the variations, every kind, every type, every color. So this is every armor class, this is every chase figure, this is every this is every old one, this is every Halo 3, every pilot, every spec ops, every ascetic, every ultra, every general, every storm, every zealot. Yeah, it's all of them. So yeah, as I go through, I'm gonna grab a figure, I'm gonna go through all of them, I'm gonna tell you what set they are from, and yeah, I'll give you little fun facts about why they're unique, because some of these are very unique. Yeah, this is going to be a long one, so strap in. As you can see, I already look at the runtime. This is going to be a very long video, longer than my usual ones. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. Let me know if you have any questions about where these guys are from, and I'd love to tell you about them because I love these old articulation elites. I know a lot of people don't actually even collect them at all, but me personally, I love them. For example, our first figure we're going to be covering today is this guy here. This elite is actually my favorite Mega Constructs figure. I know that may sound kind of odd, but this is my favorite. So this elite is actually color scheme based on Halo CE, based on the first game in the entire series. And this guy's pretty special because, one, I love CE, two, I love the elites in CE, and we don't get very much based on Combat Evolved in Mega form. We don't get very much. We've gotten one blind bag series, and that's basically it. But they like to do the promotional stuff based on Combat Evolved. For example, the thing this guy actually came from, which is this pack here. This is the Halo Fest giveaway pack with the CE figures. This specific unopened pack is the one that comes with the Spartan. It's from 2011. So you can get this Marine, this Spartan, or this Elite. The Elite came in this pack, but he also came in Battlescape 2. The second Battlescape is also based off of CE. But yeah, I like this guy a lot because you see the energy shield markings right there and on his feet. You have the turquoise, which just looks so game accurate. I love this guy. He's great. All right, moving on, we have our next figure. This is the, so there is no specific designation between these, but let me take this guy for example. Obviously, these molds are different. So you can see the arms. The arms are different. The legs are the same. The waist is different. The chest is different. Obviously, the new head mold, that's the biggest giveaway. These guys also don't have back pegs, but these guys do. So I call these guys the old elites, and I call these the Halo 3, because their mold is based off of the elite's appearance in Halo 3 the most, I believe. So yeah, the old light blue elite. This guy came in a blue combat unit. Not much to say about him. He's pretty cool. Moving on, we have one of the most common Mega Constructs figure, or Mega BLOKS figures out there. This guy, you will find this guy everywhere. He's one of the least valuable as well. He's worth about $1 or $2. He came in a ton of sets, including the where do I even start? He came in the Aerial Ambush, one of the first sets ever made. He came in the original Rocket Hog. He came in the what else? He came in the original Locust. He came in like at least like 6+ sets. Very common figure. He looks pretty cool. This original mold is kind of based off of the original Halo Wars model, because if you didn't know, Mega BLOKS, Mega Construct, Mega started off as Mega the Collector series, with all their stuff based off of Halo Wars. So next up, we have this brown old elite. This guy came in the Battle Unit 2. This is one of the more rare ones, actually. He's not that common. You're not going to see him in many places because he only came in that one set, and he's a little bit of a weird one because brown elites? What more elites are this color? More of a bronze, actually, but they look pretty neat. Next up, we have one of my favorites. This is probably, again, one of my favorite Mega figures ever. For me, a lot of paint apps usually makes them one of my favorites, but look at this guy. So this guy, this is the original Ultra, or you could have him be a Commander, whatever. He came in the first Wraith set, the original Covenant Wraith. So he has some unique green markings there. He has silver on the feet. He has black. Obviously, he's molded in this like it looks like it'd be like the glow-in-the-dark plastic color, but I don't think they do. He has purple on the chest, green for the eyes. Just look at this guy. He's stunning. Great reason just to get that original Wraith. Super cool fig. I love him. Very, very iconic, that one. Here we have one of the rarest elites probably in this whole set, actually. This is the green elite, another very odd color for an elite. He actually came in the Series 1 blind bags, one of the first figures to be in a blind bag pack. That's why he's super hard to come he's super uncommon. He also came with a blue energy sword. Next up, so these guys, you may be kind of asking, why do you have just 2 red elites sitting here? And they look, on camera they look the same, but maybe with my hand as a background, you can see the color difference. Nope, not really. I'm not really sure how to show it to you, the color difference. You can kind of see it. This one looks more translucent. You see it? This looks more like a matte. This looks more glossy. In person, though, you can clearly see a color difference. And that's because these guys came in different sets. They look super close to each other, but that's one of the things you have to watch out for if you're wanting to do this entire collection here. Because this video is kind of a guide if you want to collect them all. Is the shades. Color shades are very important because color shades means a different figure. So yeah, the darker one here, he came in the Covenant Red Combat Unit, and this guy came in the Red Combat Unit, but it's focused on like UNSC figures with Spartans and Marines. So yeah, there's the different ones, and that's the set you'll find them each in. All right, next one we have the purple one. Now this is also one of the most common figures you're going to come across. This guy came in a ton of sets. He came in the first battle unit, for example. He came in the first blind bag series along with the green elite. This guy's all over the place. Very pretty cheap figure. Not gonna be. This is worth another like $2. He came in at least like 4 sets, ton of them. But yeah. So that believe it or not, that actually wraps up all the old mold elites. That's it. Now we're gonna move on to the Halo 3 mold. I'll start over here actually. No, I'll start over here. So this is the new Halo 3 mold like I showed before. You have a new chest, new torso, new head, and new arms. So I also want to announce, once I've covered all of these guys, I will be going through the different, kind of like the units, I suppose. So you see how there's like a bunch of different orange guys. I'll show all the orange ones together. I'll show all the different little groups you got together. So, because I want this video to help people that want to complete this collection, because I think it's very neat. So, This orange guy, he came in the, what's it called? I think it was called the Ultimate Combat Pack. He came alongside, in that set, the orange Spec Ops and the orange Pilot. They only came in that set, so really weird. Another weird color for an elite. I don't know why they would pick orange. This guy's a pretty special one. This is our first gold elite we ever got. Now, of course, you played the games, you know, gold elites are special. When they show up, you know, stuff's about to go down. So yeah, gold paint all over. He has green for the eyes, as well as, I forgot, he has these little green paint on the thighs. So this guy came in 2 sets. He came in the Elite Zealot drop pod, as well as the second Wraith, so Wraith 2. If just for future reference, when I talk about a set, if I say like Wraith 1, that's the first Wraith. If I say Wraith 2, that's the second one that they made. So this guy, again, this is one of the most common figures you'll ever find in Megaform. This guy's worth only about $2 or $3, about $3 for him. He's a little nicer than the other mold. This guy came in a ton of stuff. He was in Blind Bag Series 4. He was in the Seraph. He was in the Revenant. He's in at least like maybe 1 or 2 sets even after that. He came in a ton of stuff. Pretty cool. You got red for the eyes. All right, next we have, this is one of my favorites. I really like this color. These guys look like the Halo 2 elites to me. Like the ones that'll be with Artas when he talks to the prophets. So this Cyan Elite, he came in Blind Bag Series 6. Same mold. Are his eyes painted? His eyes look unpainted. I don't know if that's an error or they're all like that, but that's pretty neat. If not, then they're just painted like maybe a really dark red or something. I can't tell with the glare on the lights. It's hard to tell. What do you guys think? All right, next up we have this blue elite. Bit of a lighter color. Same color as this the other guy we'll cover here. This guy came in the Blue Team Weapons Pack. And a fun fact about him, on the box art for that pack, they actually had this guy. They had his body with his head. So you can kind of pop and swap there if you want that accurate box art look. But yeah, he just came in that set. Next up, we have his dirty self. This is the Snowbound one. He came in the blue Snowbound combat unit. Pretty neat. I really like the snow speckling on these guys. Any figure that has the Snowbound theme going on, they're great. They're really cool. I wish we got some more figures, maybe just one that just had like mud on them, like a Marine or something. All right, next up we have another trio of red, which... So yeah, these three, you may be asking again, what makes them so different? And you can see them actually better on this one. You can see the difference in the color. Sorry, I'm having trouble holding all 3 of them. I'll go through them each individually. So this first guy we have here, this is another Snowbound figure. He came in the same set as the blue one. Obviously, they had the red versus blue going on thing, but for Halo 3, another instance of this looking like the Halo 3 evidence. So yeah, cool. Next guy we have here, this guy came in a couple sets. He came in the Locust 2, as well as he came in the Versus Battle Pack. Now here we have a pretty special one. This is the Crimson Elite from the Crimson Customizer Pack, which, if you may know, is the same one that came with this Honor Guard here, which we'll talk about later. But yeah, cool fig. I like this shade of red a lot. All right, that covers that line. Now we have this guy. This is the Silver Elite. He came in another Customizer Pack. You had the options to make him this Aesthetic Elite with the pieces. Very cool. Next we have, this guy is another very common one, the standard purple. This guy came in, he was in Blind Bag Series 5. He was in a Customizer Pack. He was in a Combat Pack. He was in a bunch of stuff, maybe like 3 or 4 sets. Yeah, red eyes there. Very cool. Very common figure. Very common. Next guy we have, this is a bit of a unique one, but it's a bit of a special guy. So this guy, he came in a weapons pack, but this weapons pack was kind of unique because it came with an alternate head, and that alternate head could turn him into this guy. You see they have the same exact bodies here. Now, the reason this is unique, because they've had customizer packs before, just like I was talking with this guy, he has one too. But the thing that's unique, look at the shoulders. He uses the alternate shoulders, the old pieces, not the new ones, which is really bizarre. So, yeah, you'll never find a yellow elite with the spiked shoulders, only the round ones. Really weird. But yeah, he came in a customized weapons pack. And to wrap up the Halo 3 Elites, last but certainly not least, we have the White Ultra. So this guy, really cool. He has tons of paint on him. Look at that. So you got orange there. You have orange and black there. You have this grayish black and silver. You have these orange markings. He's basically just a new version of him. They look very alike. Yeah, he's a great fig. He came in a drop pod. So that wraps out the Halo 3 Elites. Let's move on to the pilots. So next we have this brown pilot. He came in the Series 2 blind bags. He matches, which is really neat, this guy. They look like a pair. He has some blue for the lights on the chest and blue for the eyes. Doesn't have his dot painted. The pilots were actually the second mold for the Elites ever made. Obviously emblematic, because he came in the Series 2 blind bag, so it has to be pretty early on. So they don't have the pegs in the back. They're actually, the body, you can actually tell very closely on this. They're almost the exact same, just the head is different. Next we have, oh my gosh, another trio red. So this one is frustrating for several reasons. So this first guy, he came in, here I'll just show you all three of them together. You can see these two have paint differences, but they're the same shade of red, and he has a different shade of red. So this first guy, he came in the second Banshee ever made, which was the just simply called the Covenant Banshee. Very, very, one of the most common sets actually out there. I feel like you can still get it for under $30 sealed today. Okay, maybe under $30 out of the pack. Sealed would be more expensive, but it's very cheap. He has this really neat turquoise or cyan on the shoulders and chest. And he has the blue dot on the top painted. Now, I had this figure as a kid, and I always thought they looked weird. But something I always did is I would turn the head upside down, and then I think that was I would think that was the eye. They had just a singular Cyclops eye. You kind of see it, right? Maybe? No, you don't. All right. Then this guy, he was in Blind Bag Series 4. Very easy to mix up with the other guy, but yeah, he's different enough. He does not have the Cyclops eye painted. And our last guy here, this one was pretty elusive. I didn't even know this existed. I think he's more on the rare side if we're talking figures here. But he just came in a weapons pack. And funny enough, on the box, it looks like they're using this guy. You can't even tell the difference on the box, but clearly they're a different shade, so I don't know. All right. And here we have this yellow pilot, pretty ugly, but I suppose he can kind of match with this dude. I do really like these shoulders they have here with this extra blue detailing. I think it looks really neat. I've used those parts on another fig before. I'm not a fan of super bright colored figures for no reason. I think this guy looks very ugly, especially because Elites are never yellow, but he's cool enough. He came in the Series 3 blind bags. All right, now we have another trio of blue pilots, and this one kind of has the reason the video was delayed. So first off here, we have the Seraph pilot. He came in the Seraph along with two other Elites. Pretty cool fig. I like this guy a lot. I just think I think this guy is one of the most army buildable figures out there. And so I think having a pilot that just like looks part of their squad looks really cool. I love this guy. It's actually a fig I'm very fond of because I'm fond of the Seraph. Yeah, he's just a blue pilot. And he does have the eye painted. A lot of these guys do. So here we have the reason the video was delayed. So if you're watching my channel or this video, I assume you watch The Domain. He's the biggest MCX YouTuber out there. And he actually made a video very recently covering the rare Versus pack. So originally I was going to make this video. I thought I had them all. I thought I had done my research. But it turns out I was missing him. Because I've had him and thought they were the same guy. But they're not. They're different. So let me show you why. So this guy came in the Blue Series Banshee set along with the Blue Ultra. Pretty cool figure. And then this guy came in the Versus pack. You see the difference? He has the highlighted shoulders, same head. So yeah, they use the same head, same legs, same piece for the shoulders, but if you look closely, what is this? They're using different bodies. So it's really odd. This guy doesn't use the old body mold. He's using the Halo 3 one. As you can see, the back peg hole and the line down the chest. Here, I'll grab a guy for comparison. See it right there. Compared to the normal pilots, like this guy, very weird. And if you notice here, a couple of these guys also use that. But yeah, so that's the difference you can tell between these guys, is the arms and the chest. Though this is a pretty elusive figure. It sucked, but I had to pay a decent amount just to get this guy for the video. But yeah, that's these two. The blue twins. We'll go with that. All right. Next up, we have the orange pilot. He came in the Ultimate Combat pack, like I mentioned before, with all the orange guys came in that pack. But yeah, he also uses the Halo 3 body for some reason. Next, we have a pretty cool one. I like this one a lot. This is the Phantom pilot. If you notice, he also uses that Halo 3 body with some extra paint in the middle. Looks a little weird. But yeah, he has the highlighted shoulders. He has this really cool cyan for the eyes and the detailing. I love how this guy looks. Definitely looks like a very elite pilot. Yeah, he came in the Phantom set. Only that set, this one. Next, we have the Silver pilot. He came in the Orbital Banshee set, only in that set. Really cool pilot. Doesn't really match the Banshee, but he does match the Silver Elite we've gotten before. All right, that wraps up the pilots. Next, we'll move on to the Spec Ops armor. So I mentioned this before because I didn't mention it earlier. So something that's a little interesting about Mega is that you may be asking, I played the Halo games. I never saw this pilot. Or like you played the campaigns, for example. Where does this armor show up? I've never seen it before. So it turns out these are from the multiplayer. So the standard armor, the pilot or flight, either one, I don't remember. It's flight harness, I think it's called, flight harness, or Spec Ops and aesthetic. Those are all from Halo 3. Those are all the multiplayer armors. Now, if you've played Halo 3 and know the multiplayer, you may know there's one armor missing, which is the assault armor, which I find very odd that Mega chose the flight harness over the assault armor, because if you play the campaign with like 3 or more people, you know player 3 and 4 play as elites, and both of them are named characters, and one of them uses I think it's in Entho or something like that. He uses red armor that has the assault harness, and I just find it very odd that Mega made all the others but not that one. Very, very peculiar. But yeah, so that wraps up the pilots or flights or whatever you want to call them. We'll move on to Spec Ops. Now this this is a very special figure. This is a rare one here too. So if you know your stuff, you know this guy came in the Scarab. Yeah. So the largest set they've ever made, he's exclusive to it. Him and another guy that I'll show later. So this is the Spec Ops armor set. Uses the Halo 3 body. Same legs as they've all used. He uses the original arms without the points. And this new helmet. I'm sorry. No, this is not Spec Ops. This is Commando. Why did I call this Spec Ops? Is it... Maybe I'm getting it mixed up. It's either Spec Ops or Commando. I'm going to go Commando from now on, because I believe this is the Commando armor. I apologize for that. my mistake. How did I do that? Anyway, this is the Commando helmet. Really cool. I like how it looks. We don't see these in game. This one, Flight, and Aesthetic you do not see in game. Only in multiplayer. So yeah. This guy, if you're collecting all these elites, this is going to be a really hard one to come by. He's going to be one of the hard ones. Next up, we have this light blue elite. This guy came in a very odd set. He came in the collector's edition pack. You'll see it on screen here. It's really weird. It's a weird pack. I don't really know why it's called the collector's edition. But yeah, two of him came in that one set with the general. Next we have the last orange guy from that Ultimate Collector's Pack. Nothing new. Here we have a purple Commando. He came in the Blind Bag Series 7 set. Or not set, just the Blind Bags Series 7. Yeah. Just purple. It's cool how they make the colors that match. Like I like having these guys together, you know. All right. Now that here's a cool one. This is a gold Commando. He came in the Wraith 2, the second Wraith. He came with another gold elite as his partner. Really cool. Next we have, this is actually probably the most special of them all. This Commando came in, obviously you can see he has the snowbound legs. This guy came in the snowbound battlescape. And you may be wondering, because all the other guys, all the other snowbound figures have counterparts. He does not. He only came with the snowbound variant. So I suppose you could take another elite and then like pop and swap the legs. But he's really cool just for that. I like his uniqueness. And honestly, I was thinking when I was making the original video that I was missing the unsnowbound version of him. But no, turns out they only made him. He's exclusive to that snowbound set as well. So here we have the counterpart to the other yellow guy I showed earlier. This is the swapped version. Now I have both of them here. But I always keep, I think this is the version it wants you to have, because if you notice, right, this guy has the wrong arms. He's supposed to have the spikes, but he doesn't, so it must be this guy. All right, and our last Commando is a really cool one. This is like an Ultra Commando or something, because, you know, white usually means Ultra. This guy came in the Spectre, the only Spectre they ever made, and he's a cool one. Matches the white honor guard right there who came in the set with him. So yeah. Now we're moving on to the last Halo 3 armor. This is aesthetic. I know it's a little bit of an odd word. All three of these guys are special in their own way. So this purple guy here, he came in a customizer pack only, which gave you the pieces. It was just, let me find him. It was just one of these guys, and they give you the pieces to give him the shoulders and his head. So if you look at the mold, the shoulders are unique with these like rounded pads, and the head is unique, obviously, with the unique like spikes look. I don't really know the lore behind the different elite armors from Halo 3 because I'm much more of a campaign guy. For when I'm interested in Halo-wise, it's always the campaign. But yeah, cool armor, love it. So this next guy is special because he is the partner to the Dark Blue Spec Ops. He came in the Scarab. Really cool fig. I like the exclusiveness. This is another one that's going to be really hard to track down. I think this guy's a little more rare than the Spec Ops for some reason, or the Commando. So yeah, he has the same exact mold. I'll only point out mold differences if there's like an actual difference. If the mold's just the same, I'm not going to really mention it. But yeah, cool fig. And our last one is a bit of a special guy, and so I actually have him paired with the Ultra here for a reason. So this guy's came in 3 different sets. He was in this Ultra's drop pod, and they gave you the pieces to swap him over to him. It's basically just like the upper half, like just remove the legs, and then you swap it to this guy. He also came in the what's it called? He also came in the Covenant AA gun from Halo Reach, and he came in another customizer pack with a silver elite. So they gave you a bunch of options to get this guy, and what's funny is sometimes you'll just find like the upper half just disconnected from everything because it's so common. I actually really like this figure though, with the extra red detailing on the chest, this printing on the legs, the cyan for like the shields or whatever. I think he looks very cool, very detailed. All right, that wraps up all the Halo 3 armors, and we can get to Halo Reach. All right, now let's finish off the Bungie designs. Well, kind of. Starting with the Reach designs, I'll say that. We have the Elite Ultra. This is actually, believe it or not, my favorite Elite armor. I think the Ultras look so cool. Both in Infinite and in Reach. I like a little more in Reach, though. So you may notice this guy uses a lot of new parts. He uses I believe the same legs. Let's do a little compare here. No. Maybe? No, they're different. No. I cannot tell. I think those are the same legs. Yeah, those are the same legs. Legs are the same, but you can see the shoulders are new, the chest is completely new, and the head is new. With the Ultra's head looking a little tiny. They fixed it with the new articulated version, but these old ones, their heads look pretty puny. So, this guy, he came in the Ultra drop pod, as I showed before. Really cool look for him. We don't say them look like this in game, but they look pretty neat. Now we have the Elite from the Blue Series Banshee. This guy's actually another pretty rare one to track down. Both him and his counterpart are pretty uncommon. They're not like... The thing with a lot of these figures in this collection is... Let me find a good one for an example. Perfect. This Bronze Elite here. He's not valuable. You know, you're not going to have to... Like, he's not worth more than like $6 by himself. But like, he's not all over the place compared to like this guy. Even if a figure in this collection is rare, they're not valuable really. This guy's only worth like maybe like $9, I would say. But really cool Elite. He has extra paint markings on here, on his chest, on his shoulders, and on the helmet. And the coolest part about this guy's the eyes. Look at that. He's like perfectly just white eyes. Look how cool that looks. This one's awesome. Now we have my favorite one actually from the lot, because this is the game accurate deco. This is exactly how Ultras look in Reach when you come across them. It's this white and the pink. And this figure is just so cool. He only actually ever came in one set, which is pretty surprising. He came in the first Revenant. So he has paint on the legs, on the shoulders. He has more silver here. He has like this pink metallic bit on his chest and face. He has some red markings on the white. I think this figure's molded in... The chest is molded in black, so all this white is painted. Same with the head. You gotta be careful with the molds up here. You can see he's bending up here. Just because, you know, it's pretty flimsy. Yeah, black eyes for this guy. This is one of the coolest figures out there. I love this Ultra. I have like a couple of them myself. Yeah, this is definitely one I would track down if plus he's not too expensive, but I would track him down if you're starting out this collection. So now we have a really special one. So this guy is technically not really his own fig, so I have to bring in his companion. So these guys came in a set together. It was the Covenant Seraph, and the main attraction was this guy here, the General. That's what this figure is, the Elite General. Now, if you see, they actually use a lot of the same parts. Same legs, same torso, same waist. The only parts that are different are the head and the shoulders. Because, I'll show you something a little odd here. So, in this set, all you get is the General, which I'll show off when he gets his turn. But for the Ultra, you only get the arms and the head, and you just get the whole General, so it's a little pop. But something that's kind of interesting I learned about the head of the Ultras, so I'll show you now. Pop this head off here. I'll grab a color matching one, so this Commando here. So pop his head off very carefully. Oh, that just broke. That's great. That's okay. I'll have to glue that. Oh no. Okay, I just broke one of my figs. Great demonstration here, guys. Exactly what you're supposed to do. Unfortunately, this is just kind of how things are. Mega gets old, the parts get loose, they just want to come apart. All right, so I'll show you this guy here. So you pop the head on. So remember earlier when I said the head looked puny? That's because for some reason they do. This mold has like a stretched out longer neck, but they look super goofy on here. Oh, I forgot how funny that looked. All right, sorry for the fiasco here, guys. Oh, gee, that's annoying. I'm gonna have to glue a whole fig, whatever. I'll figure it out later. But yeah. So you either get to choose to have the General or the Ultra. I got two of them, so I can have both options. So yeah, really cool look here. Gold Ultra. He looks like he'd be like a shipmaster or something. Yeah, very cool. So now let's move on to the last Reach armor set they made. They don't have all the Reach armor sets made. They don't have like a normal Reach Elite. They don't have the Major or the / Officer. They don't have the Ranger, but they just made the Ultra and the General. So I'll move on. These guys are really cool. Not very common because they only made 3 of them. As I showed you before, he uses the same body and legs as the Ultra. In game, the outside of one exception, the Generals are actually the hardest guys to fight against. They're usually sporting a concussion rifle or a plasma cannon or a sword, and they can be tough to take down, especially on Legendary. Or Heroic for that matter. So they use a unique head mold that has like a crown kind of thing and a spike on the front. I think the spike looks kind of stupid, but it's fine. They use these really cool unique shoulders that like are almost like Stegosaurus fins or spikes on the back kind of thing look. Makes them look pretty menacing. So, oh, have I been mentioning the sets they came in? Oh no. I hope I have been. I think I have been. So he came in the Seraph. Next up, for Generals, we have another guy that came in that really odd collector's edition pack, which is like a silver, or just, he's more gray than silver, because if we compare, here's the like this looks so much more muted. No, I'm tripping. Silver, I'll call him silver. So we have a silver General here. Pretty unique look. It's just nice to get more variants on the mold, because we didn't get very many. We only got 3. And then last but certainly not least, we have the this General here, which is like almost like an Ultra General. He looks like royalty, like a shipmaster. He really looks like he would be a high-ranking guy. So we have the same white squad color with some gold accents on him. Same mold as usual. Yeah, he came in his own drop pod. All right, that clears out all of the Reach guys, and now we'll move on to Halo 4 and 5. All right, so if you're a Halo fan, I'm sure you're aware about how the 343 games brought in a new design for the elites, which is the Storm Covenant. They all got different designs, which are like, they're supposed to be subspecies, but it's kind of just like an art thing. But yeah, so this is the Storm Elite design. Very odd one to start with, honestly. Probably should start with the blue over there, but it's okay. So the Storm Elites have all new molds. They have much more, like you can see the toes on the feet, which honestly would be nice for the other figures. Like in Reach, you can really see the toes of the elites. They stick out a lot. He has different bumps on the shoulders here. Or not on the shoulders, so on the thighs, you can see that. So thighs and calves are different. Different waist piece, different chest piece, as they have more elongated neck kind of look, more hunch. Back does have a peg. And the arms, they look more like brute arms to me, but they aren't. New arms. I think the forearms are brutes, though. Maybe. Anyway, yeah, really, honestly, they look pretty ugly in game. I think Mega made them look a little more cool, but there's only so much you can do. So I'll go through all of them. There's not very many 343 elites that they've made in old articulation because they swapped pretty frequently. So like, for example, almost all of the first new articulation elites were from the 343 games. So yeah, we have this brown one here. He came in the really cool Hornet versus Vampire set. Yeah, really cool one. Who came alongside this Silver Zealot, which I'll show later. Next up, we have this red elite here. He came in the Cobra. He came in both the Cobra as well as Blind Bag Series 8. Really interesting. So something you can kind of see in game. Some of the elites have different skins. So this one has like the dark skin, but some of these guys over here have like the lighter skin. You can see it showing. Just a little noteworthy fact. Yeah, so he came in 2 sets. He could just be kind of used as like a major or something. Or Swords of Sanghelios. Ooh. All right. Next up, we have a really cool one. This is the gold one. He came in a really interesting set, which is the Quad Walker. This is kind of a more rare one, honestly. He's not very common to come across, but yeah, cool elite. Adds to the gold guys. Now let's finish off with the Storm Elites. We have these two. I'll show them together. These guys kind of come as a little like a pair, because they came in the drop pods. They were the drop pod series metallic that came alongside the red and gold ODSTs. They're pretty interesting because they have this symbol here, and I don't really know what it's from. Maybe it's from Julum Dominus Covenant. Maybe it's like, but it's not the Hand of the Didact, so I don't know what the symbol is for. Really interesting, but so this it's kind of funny. So this is from the metallic crimson drop pod, and this guy's from metallic purple. You know, like crimson purple. I don't know. So you have the skin showing for these guys. Some of the first to do that. Looks a lot more game accurate, honestly. Even as much as I don't like the design, that's just more game accurate. They're just color swaps of each other. Same mold and everything. Cool, though. Now, this is probably my favorite of the Storm Elites they've made, or, you know, old articulation, which is the blue one. The reason it's my favorite is because this is the standard design you'll actually see in-game. Is dark blue armor with skin showing. So he actually came in the Revenant, Revenant 2, the second Revenant pack, which is, what's it called? Revenant Raid. And he came alongside this Zealot here, which we'll talk about later. yeah, cool. And mine had some orange paint on his head for some reason, but yeah, cool fig. Now, last of the storms, we have a pretty uninteresting one. This is just the same guy, but with no skin showing. He was featured in just in a weapons pack. Very standard. Not really that special, honestly. He's interesting, though. I think mine has a replacement hand. That looks a little weird. I'll have to fix that. But yeah, he just came in a little weapons pack. Nothing special. All right, to finish off with one of our last armor classes, we have the Zealot. So, they only made 5 of these guys, pretty limited run, but they're really cool figures. This guy here was actually one of my first mega figures ever. So, we'll start out with the most interesting. So, this guy is pretty cool because he was previously an exclusive figure to a very expensive and big set. He was previously in the Forward Unto Dawn, which at the time was the largest set, which was the Covenant Cruiser. He came secondly after that, though, in the Revenant Raid, which is the same set that this guy came in. They came in together, you know, each sitting in one seat. So the Zealot mold, I might as well just go over it here, is a little different. Put the arms up just so you can see the legs better. So he uses the same like feet part, but different thighs. He has more like the sharp hooked kind of look. They use different bodies and different waists. For the arms, different arms for the forearms and shoulders, and obviously the head's different too. So almost an all new figure, which is very neat. So yeah, so this specific guy, very cool. I really like how these guys look. Even in game, I think the Zealots look awesome. He has this like orangish, like purple design on his head for some reason. Yeah, such a cool guy. Such a cool fig. All right, next up we have a little bit of a weird one. I don't know, I just never liked this figure for some reason. This is the Red Elite. He also has that same purple little star thing going on. So he came in the Warthog Resistance set, which was a Halo 4 set with Warthog and 2 Spartans. Pretty cool. He just came in that one. Not really too special, but yeah. Next, we have one of my first mega figures ever. I'll never get rid of him. This is the purple Zealot. He has that purple on the head again, the design there. He came in the Blind Bags Series 7. Yeah, he looks cool on camera. I gotta admit, he looks very sweet on camera. Next up, this guy. This is a pretty elusive one. This one's kind of hard to find. He came in the Hornet versus Vampire set along with the Brown Storm. Yeah, pretty cool. He's like the leader of those guys in that set. And last, we have this White Ultra. He came, or Ultra, why did I say Ultra? Sorry. He came in, this is the Zealot. Man, all these names I'm getting mixed up. He came in this Zealot came in the Rapid Attack Covenant Ghost, which is the first Ghost based off of Halo 4 they made. And it comes with he came with a pink energy sword. I really never understood why they're not all blue in Mega, but yeah, that's just kind of how it is. Yeah, so that's the last Zealot. All right, now we're moving on to kind of the most special figures in this entire video. I'm going to cover what I believe to be one of the most interesting Mega figures out there, and one I think I might make my own video on, his separate video. This is the Ranger Elite, the only one made in old articulation. No other variants. This mold was never used again. And I'll compare him to a Storm Elite. I'll grab this guy here again. Actually, how about I grab the one with the color match? Just so it's a little easier. So this mold was never used again. Never again. And he has so many unique parts. So I'll go through. So look, he has different shoulders. You see, it's more round on this one. You can kind of see it. Are they the same? They look different. No, they're the same. Okay, same. Sorry about that. Let me start over. So, a lot of new parts. So, same shoulders, different forearms, because I believe these are supposed to be the boosters here. Legs. I'll show you the legs. Legs, same feet or calves pieces, but different for the thighs with the boosters here again. Different waist piece, different from the Zealot as well. Completely different torso piece. You see that with like this big extra hump for like the boosters. And then obviously the head's different too. And I just think it's crazy that they made all these unique parts only to never use it again. I think it's incredibly interesting. So this Ranger came in the blind bags for Series 9. And the Rangers in Halo 4 were like prominently featured in the first mission. Just called Dawn, I believe. But yeah, this guy is so interesting because I think it looks really cool. I think it looks really sweet. You could even use him for a Reach Elite or a Reach Ranger, I think, because they don't look that different. Yeah, look at that. Look how cool he is. I just find this to be one of the most unique and interesting figures out there. So now we're covering the special guys, and a lot of these guys I've already talked about before in other videos. So I'll cover the ones I've talked about already. We have the Arbiters. So these guys use a completely different mold as to other elites. No singular part matches, besides the feet maybe. So this Arbiter, this one is Ripamorami, and he came in the Covenant Phantom set. Phantom's never been made again in the Covenant color scheme. So he's silver with this gold, super unique. Very cool figure. Next we have, this one is Thelvedom Arbiter. This is one of my favorite mega figures they've ever made. This is probably top 10 for me. Oh my gosh. I can't not gush over him every single time I see him again. He is super interesting. One of the most unique looking figures they've ever made. He came in the Spirit Convoy set. And the last Arbiter we have here, one of the rarest mega figures ever made, and definitely the rarest from this collection. We have Thelvedom from the CE Anniversary Warthog. This guy is a chore to track down. I talked about him in my first video before, actually, if you want to check that out. It's a first video called The Rarest Mega Constructs Figures Out There. Something like that. Look at that, for like the webbing, he has that multiple different shades of blue going on there for the undersuit. Really dark purple energy sword, which is weird. Oh man, this guy is just so cool. Very special. And be careful with them if you have them. All right, then we have the Honor Guards, which I showed in my 2 videos ago. We have the first one here. This Honor Guard, he came in the Shadow Convoy set along the Arbiter. I'll show off the differences with the mold real quick here. So he's based off of the Halo 3 mold. Actually, I'll show his counterpart here, which is the other one from the Crimson Pack. So different legs. He has the same lower leg, same forearms, unique shoulders. He uses the Halo 3 body. Oh, no, this is the wrong one. Whatever, it's okay. Different head, obviously. So it's really just the thighs, the head, and the shoulders that matter. So yeah, this guy came in the Shadow Convoy set. And his real counterpart is this one. This is the one with the gold highlights. You can see the extra printing there, which is so nice. Looks so much better. And you can see it because you see he has the matching for the blue on the chest. So yeah. And he also has extra printing there for the whatever you call these that are supposed to be on the forearm. Oh god, that's so cool. Such a cool figure. These ones are so great. Definitely track this guy down. All right, next honor guard we have here is the one that didn't actually come with the spike. This one came in the Spectre along with the Commando, the White Commando. This guy, I suppose, could be the old version of the Swords of Lights of Sanghelios. If you know about that, then you know. I talk about all these honor guards in much more detail in my every single honor guard video. You should check that out. It's on my channel. All right. Then our last standard honor guard we have here. This guy is pretty rare. He's one of the rarest ones in this whole collection. He came in the Blue Series Elite Pack, which just had some weapons in him. Yeah, same old as the others. Super unique, though. I believe this guy's based off of Halo Wars, or he's just part of the random Blue series they did. Now, all that remains are the chases. Now, if you're not familiar with Mega Constructs or Mega BLOKS, you may not really know what a chase figure is or a gummy figure is. Usually, for the old blind bag series, there would be a figure that was not included in like the packaging. You wouldn't know, you didn't even know this guy was real. He wasn't on the package, he wasn't in the marketing, none of it, not on the box, nothing. And he was just like a little secret you could find, or they're called chase because people want to chase after them, they want to find them, kind of like Mr. Gold for Lego. And they're also called gummy because they kind of look like a gummy, don't they? With the translucent. I usually just call these guys active camo because, I mean, when else is an elite in clear form? So these are all very rare, extremely rare figures. I'll talk about them in detail here. Some are more rare than others. Usually this kind of area are the really rare ones. I'll start out with this guy. This is the Clear Elite. This is actually a favorite of mine because I've talked about in other videos before how I really dislike how Mega doesn't, when they make active camo or clear gummy figures, they never make it at the Elites. And the Elites are almost always the only guys that are using active camo. So why are we getting brutes and, oh gosh. Anyway, that always bothers me, but I like this guy because this is the only time we've gotten a normal elite soldier in active camo. In like clear active camo. Yeah, so this guy came in the Series 3 blind bags. He actually was on the packaging for that. Next we have the only one that didn't come from blind bags. We have this purple Halo 3 Elite. So, sorry, this guy, he uses the old Elite mold. This guy uses the Halo 3 Elite mold. He actually came in the same combat pack a lot of the purple Elites did. He has a needle rifle too. They all have their very specific weapons they come with the same color. Like he has the clear sword. All right, next up we have the Blue Elite. He has a sword. He uses no painting for the eyes, which the other guy had. Another cool one. Next we have this guy here, which is a lime green. This guy's pretty rare. All of these guys are going to run you up probably at least $30 each, about. Except for him. He's more expensive. Yeah. So this guy's worth about 30 bucks, I would say. I think that's about how much I got mine for. This is the lime green Halo 3 Elite, and he has a plasma rifle. He actually has his stand. I don't have the stands for all of them. I'll just show him in the next order. So this guy, this is actually, I believe, the hardest to find. Like, he's more expensive, but he's more rare. This guy was like the only elite I was looking for months to make this video. When I thought it was complete, before I had the mess up with the flight elite. We'll not talk about that now, but this guy was my prize. He was the one I needed. I feel like he's so hard to find. You can't even find pictures of him online. A lot of these guys you can't even find reliable pictures of. But yeah, so he comes with the Needler in the same orange, and he uses the Halo 4 Storm Elite body. Next, we have this blue Zealot. not much to talk about here. Unfortunately, the hands on mine are pretty loose. These, you gotta be careful with these gummy figures. They deteriorate at a much faster rate due to the see-through plastic, which is quite unfortunate. But yeah, this is just the blue Zealot using the same mold as before with the dark blue. Looks really cool. I like him. He's one of the easier ones to find, I would say. He's running you about $25-30. Last, before the guy we've already talked about. Oh, left his stand behind. Oh no, please come off. Thank you. These are usually just called the Smoky chase figure, because there's several of them that look like this. There's a pilot and an ODST. But yeah, this is the Smoky Zealot. He comes with a storm rifle, and he looks sweet. Man, he looks cool. So yeah, now to end out the whole collection, this entire base plate, we have the Active Camo Honor Guard. Now this guy, believe it or not, these would go in a blind bag pack. This spear would fit somehow. Yeah, it's crazy. Oh, so for information, these guys would actually not be in their own pack. They would be bundled alongside in the same pack. So let's say you got this guy in your pack. He's just crammed in there with them, plus the spear, which is crazy. But yeah, this is one of the rarest figures in the collection and most expensive. Definitely worth picking up, though. All right, that's every single one of the elites. Now I'll show you the groups. All right, just to close out here, thank you so much for watching. If you got to this point, you're a trooper. You're my biggest fan. I really appreciate it. If you got this far, if you're still watching, thank you. I know this one was a long one. This is going to be tough to sit through. I'm going to edit it the best I can to cut down little breaks and things. This was really difficult to film. And also, this video took a lot of research because, you know, with Mega, we don't really have a very good like history tracking of where certain things came from, certain sets, even just reliable pictures often. So things can be difficult. This video took a lot of research, a lot of time, a lot of money to track down the last stragglers I needed. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you stay this way, did you have a favorite fig in the video? Do you have a fig you hate? Tell me about it in the comments. Some of my recent uploads haven't been doing so hot, so give those some love. Heroes series is still going strong. I'm gonna film another couple of those today. Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe, put on notifications so that you can get these videos as soon as they come out. I'm trying to adhere to a video every 3 days schedule. I've been doing pretty okay with that so far. This video took a little longer, so thank you for your patience. Make sure to subscribe. The channel's booming right now. Thank you for 200. All right, signing off.